Hello, my lovelies. Pisces, this is going to be your 1 week read, so we're doing things a little bit different. These are going to be a little bit longer of a reading. I'm going to include some charm casting at the end. So let's see what's happening for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the next 7 days from when you find this message. Divorce court. Oh boy. Breakups, endings, and divorce court. Splitting up, endings, time to let go of the past. All right, so we could be exiting something. I feel like there could be some abrupt endings for some of you. What else? Workaholic, overworked and underpaid. You need some time off to rest. I feel like you have some major changes coming in, Pisces. Restructure. We're in retrograde for, quite a while with some of these signs, so I feel like you're supposed to restructure things in your life, and that's what's happening. Taxidermy. Why keep holding on to dead things? Jobs and relationships. Let it go. Okay, Spirit's giving you a pretty clear message right now. There are things that are ending. It could be in love. It could be elsewhere. Maybe your work life is toxic and something needs to end there. But something is definitely on its way out. All right, what's going on in love for Pisces? The Golden Mirror, a self-absorbed narcissist, love bombing, and a one-sided relationship. Yeah, I'd say that's a reason to let go. If it's a true narcissist, they aren't going to change. Like, they don't have the capacity to feel feelings like the rest of the normal people do. And so I feel like you need to cut your losses if that's what you're dealing with. And the clock tells us that all things happen in divine timing. In time takes time. In time cycles time to heal and progress. So in the future, you're going to make some progress. What else? Girl talk. Living in the moment, happily single and enjoying yourself. Okay, so maybe you're going to celebrate being free of a narcissist. Time with friends, moving on, happily single and living in the moment and having fun. Interesting energy, Pisces. Ascending. Okay, so you are outgrowing this situation. You are growing, and so that causes you to maybe have to leave something or someone behind. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, a new phase, and preparing for union. And you're leaving what made you feel like you weren't enough. Okay, interesting. So frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear or ego issues, and jealousy. We're leaving all that shit behind. We don't want it. We don't need it. All right, what do we need to know from the star seeds? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, what do we have? Called. Ooh, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You're ascending, right? So you're here to use your voice, your light, your knowledge, all of those things to help others. And I feel like because Pisces is the last zodiac of the 12 zodiacs, right? It's mastery, it's spirituality. And so your calling is calling you to step up and to actually use that spiritual gift, your calling, for what you're here to do, right? We all sign soul contracts before we integrate into our body. And so it's time. You're being activated, you're ascending, you're overcoming challenges, maybe people, relationships, situations, jobs that are hindering your calling. I feel like that's going to be removed from your life one way or the other. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. My north node is in Leo, currently the sign that we're in. Leo loves the spotlight. Leo is courageous. Leo is a fire sign, so they're people are kind of drawn to them. Leo likes the spotlight. They like to be the center of attention. My sun sign is Pisces, so I don't want to necessarily be in the spotlight, but my north node is calling me to do so. So I do feel like maybe you aren't everyone's cup of tea. That's fine. You will find the people that resonate with your energy. So cut your losses of people who aren't meant to be there. And you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So we're learning to set boundaries. We're learning to break codependency and be a little more independent, right? We're overcoming these situations, people, relationships, jobs in our life that made us frustrated or made us feel like we were held back. And big picture thinking, Palladius energy, visionary and inspired ideas. There's a portal there. The week before this message airs is the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. So I feel like you are stepping into some abundance. Love that. All right. What do we have going on for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's happening over the next week for Pisces? What does Pisces need to see? Ooh, okay. Pisces, it's about time. You're going to take a step in a new direction. So don't be afraid to take a leap of faith and try something or potentially someone new. I feel like you're going to start to see some signs that really point you on the path you're supposed to go. I feel like you have, there's owls and hawks on the card. There's also a dog. So you have some friends in spirit that are going to help you through the transition. You might be leaving somebody who's really cold, confrontational, abrasive. Yes, they're intelligent, but I also feel like they're manipulative, so you might need to cut your losses. Somebody's spying. Could be you, could be them. I do feel like someone's real curious about what you're up to. You do have a bunch of money coming into you, so don't tell everybody about your blessings, but you are going to be able to help others. So pay raise, promotion, unexpected money coming to you, enough to share the wealth. You are working on healing after heartbreak. Your first card was divorce court. So you're working on healing the heart. There is new love that's trying to come in for you as well. The Knight of Cups is seen as the knight in shining armor. He's romantic, affectionate. He wears his heart on his sleeve, but he lacks a little courage initially to come forward. Once he finds it, he brings forward meaningful gifts. It's time to let go of the heavy load, the weight of the world on your shoulders, and the weight of other people's opinions, and say no. Set that heavy weight down and drop the baggage. You do have a victory that's coming in. Fame, fortune, public recognition. What was I saying? Leo likes to be in the spotlight. And so I feel like you are about to be center stage or showcased in some way, shape, or form. I do feel like the Six of Wands is something that happens after a lot, and I do mean a lot of hard work, trial and error, and battles, okay? Internal, external, and finally you come out on top. Travel, movement, relocation. You could be moving to greener pastures. There could be an unexpected visitor that arrives at your door. New job prospects coming in because you're the star, Pisces. Interesting. You know, the North Node is in Pisces currently. The South Node is in Virgo currently. So the South Node is what we're leaving behind, and the North Node is what we're headed towards. We're headed towards mastery, right? We're headed towards knowledge, hidden wisdom, insight, awareness, all of these things. And I feel like Pisces, you hold a lot of that wisdom. You're meant to share that with the masses in some way, shape, or form. So wish fulfillment coming in could be love, could be work, could be anywhere in your life. But I do feel like you are about to be showcased. That's the best way I could put it. So Spirit's forcing you to walk away from something that's no longer serving its highest good. And as you do, Spirit is going to bring in changes quickly. Again, travel, movement, relocation, or purchasing a vehicle are all possibilities. Cancer energy with the Chariot. Okay, let's see what we've got for Pisces. What's happening? We're going to use our general board here. We're going to pull some charms and we're going to see where they land. What is happening in the next week or so for Pisces? Pisces, what do we need to see? I don't count anything that falls off the mat. So we're going to put those back in there. Got two right here. All right, Pisces, you're due a fresh start. So Cancer, okay, your last card is the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. So somebody that is in the sign of Cancer, I feel like some of you could have battled a form of Cancer. That's a rare one to come through for me, but I'm going to give you everything I channel. So I feel like you're getting like a new lease on life. You're getting a fresh start. I also feel like you have to soften, okay? You might have a little bit of a rough exterior from what you've been through. Soften to love. Allow your squishy goodness to shine through, because I feel like you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, okay? All right, let's see, in money, we have the snake. So things are changing. Watch out for a snake in your midst. Watch out for people who might try and manipulate you, take from you, things like that. But a snake is symbolic for transformation, rebirth, and karma, okay? And so I feel like if anybody took from you, that's going to be their karma to deal with, not yours. I also feel like you're shedding your skin. So I feel like you're expanding financially, and I feel like the right eyes or the right customers will come to you so that your money is greatly improving. Love that. So we're shedding the lack mentality is what Spirit says. In Spirit and Guide Me, we have the 4-leaf clover. So good luck is on your side. Spirit's got your back. They're guiding you towards good luck, prosperity, and abundance. The ancestors, we have the sacred geometry. So I feel like sacred geometry, what comes to mind is like stained glass windows in a church, a cathedral, a temple. Sacred geometry is somehow significant for somebody that's going to watch this message. I do feel like your ancestors are trying to show you certain things. And it's like you come into alignment and then the message is received. That's interesting. In spirit guides, we have the purse. So I feel like your spirit guides are helping you to actually elevate your finances. There we go. I also feel like stringed instruments could be significant. Maybe somebody plays violin, cello, something like that. I do feel like your spirit guides are communicating to you through song at this time. So if a song kind of piques your interest, check out the lyrics. There could be a secondary message there. I also feel like someone might be inspired to create music in some way, shape, or form. All right. In learning lessons, we have another flower. So we're going to bloom because we've learned the message that we need to learn. We've learned the lesson. And so now we can grow as a result. We don't have to keep repeating it once we learn that. In practice makes perfect, we have a ring. Okay. So I do get the sense that some of you, have been through a divorce. You've been through an ending in a marriage or a long-standing commitment. My left ear just started ringing. So I do feel like you went through an ending, but I feel like you've also elevated, you've also worked on yourself. And so now there's a new opportunity that's presenting itself for commitment. No beginning, no end in a ring, right? It's eternal. It's forever. And I feel like you thought that maybe this other person was your forever and it didn't pan out. And Spirit says that was a lesson for you to learn, simply a stepping stone to your destiny. That's the name of my autobiography. Link in bio if you want to check it out. But I do feel like you guys have somebody new coming in to offer you commitment. Love that. All right. In ended hardships, home, and change, there's going to be some change there. We have the wheel of fortune, ship wheel, however you want to look at it. Things are turning, okay, right? So we can go one way, or we can go the other way, right? I feel like you're about to get back on course somewhere. I feel like maybe you've been kind of off doing other things, sabbatical sort of energy here. There's something that's going to end. Spirit's guiding you, and it's going to help carry you through any sort of hardship. So the Wheel of Fortune is a card that tells us that things are changing in our favor, right? Karma and destiny. I tried to combine words again. Karma and destiny are spinning the wheel of fortune in your favor and turning things around, bringing you some good luck. I love that, getting you out of the hardship. You could have an old flame that's resurfacing. We do have all these retrogrades going on. So I feel like you've outgrown this old flame. So even if they resurface, I feel like you won't resonate with this person. It could be like an ex-partner, somebody that you were married to that resurfaces. I feel like you're just going to be like, gosh, what did I ever see in that person? I have totally outgrown that environment. And you should, especially if you're no longer with that person. You do have some new love and good luck. We have another ring. So I feel like commitments are in your future with a new person. That is good luck for you. In repel, we have the Pepsi cans. Maybe you're repelling sugar. Maybe you're on keto carnivore like I am and you're trying to cut carbs and sugar out of your diet. There is some temptation. So I feel like the more that you allow yourself to just kind of flow, do what's best for you, do what feels right, you're going to be fine. You're going to repel the things that are no good for you, whether it's sugar or people. In shadow work, family, health, and self-care, we have a little, it looks like a button, but it's a flower. So I feel like there's some togetherness for family. We're working through some obstacles. We're also overcoming some health issues by practicing self-care, right? It's so important that you take good care of your health. So if you need like a health screening of any kind, prioritize that. I feel like we're growing in the family. There could be a new addition there as well. And shadow work. It's like you've really changed a lot, and I feel like that's starting to show on the outside. all in all, Pisces, you're going to have a really incredible week. You might be center stage. You might be the star of the show. And I feel like you do have potential for new love coming in. So let things go out of your life. Hold the door open and allow it to leave so the new stuff can come in. Have a great week.